Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our closer look at Invincible, the Ultimate Collection Book 2. It says on the back here, after the cataclysmic events of the last volume, Mark is left to pick up the pieces of his life. Everything is different now. His family, his friends, his colleagues. The world is a very strange and unfamiliar place for our young superhero. So let's take a closer look at the book itself, and then we can come back and discuss my thoughts. They all have the same style on the front, but they have their own kind of colour. So we've got the blue down the side here with volume 2. We've got Invincible here with a few characters. On the side we've got Image in blue to match with the Invincible Ultimate Collection, and again 2 in blue. And then we've got the blue down the back here with the description. This is the Skybound imprint of Image Comics, and it's a superhero story rated T for Teen Plus. On the inside we've got a bit more about the creators and things, I believe, and then the various creators themselves. And then the book itself is a fairly simple black hardcover. We've got indented Invincible Ultimate Collection. We've got the same sort of details on the side indented here. And then on the back it's just plain. These books do creak a little bit. If I just separate this out at first to give you guys a bit of a look at the spine. They seem to rise up quite well. See if I can get that in the shot for you. Okay, so inside we've got a blue interior, and again it's all matching the colour trims to the colour of that particular book. A bit of a kind of introduction, and then we jump in with the sort of issue numbers in the corner. The text and things is all really easy to read in the white text boxes. With the style we kind of got here with the white sections and the sort of sewn slash sort of combination spine, it's not really any issues to read the book at all. So other than the slight kind of creaking every so often, I didn't really have an issue with this. It was a good book as far as the build quality is concerned, and the art was pretty good by the time we got to this second volume, so can't really complain there. And then at the back here, let's cut to that, we have some sketchbook things. So we've got various kind of designs. I believe this was for the front cover of the book, and I kind of discuss how they changed that. There are various sketches and things here in here sometimes that are not even things from the books, just things they created for fun. So this is sort of Kirkman himself, I believe, as one of the is it Valerians? I forget how they kind of say that. The species that the super guy kind of characters are, like Invincible and his dad. Various kind of stages in the art. And then some character designs at the back here as well. So this is Eve Atom, I believe, and a few other characters. Some script work. And then I believe these, it says here are the covers for volumes 4 and 5 of the trades. And a bit of a kind of afterword overall. So I actually found that quite interesting, the afterwards in the books. They kind of explain where his head was at and what he was kind of thinking at different kind of points. And yeah, it just adds a little bit of interest to the book. So like Ed Brubaker's kind of books, when he does a little bit in the back of the singles, it does add just a little bit to the experience coming from the writer, if that's something you're interested in at all. The actual black, as I say, book doesn't feel all that great an overall kind of quality, but it seems to hold up and do the job, and it's, I say, quite a thick hardback overall, and the important thing being the sewn spine, it lifts up pretty well. So in this book we start building things up. We get a somewhat Teen Titans type team, which I didn't mind quite so much because they are using completely different characters this time round, so it's not like they are an actual parody of the Teen Titans. We've got our kind of super type character, we've got a sort of somewhat kind of pink sort of lantern type character, sort of smart robot, brainy type guy, and there's a few others, I can't remember who they all kind of are. But we've got our kind of Titans type team, and we've got that kind of dynamic of the kids, you know, who gets on with who, and who's going out with who, and who's saying the wrong thing, and all that kind of stuff. Now, Invincible isn't technically a member of that team, he just kind of drops in and out, but that team is, you know, a bit of a foundation of our world kind of going forward. His mum somewhat kind of at this point starts kind of spiralling down with the dad being away now and her not really having a structure to her life outside of that. She's been sort of hanging out with the costume maker guy and just trying to find her place in the world, and she's just kind of, yeah, basically started kind of falling down and getting drunk and can't really handle things at all. Grayson kind of, as I say, starts connecting with things and building back up. The guys who used to work with his dad in the government have now offered him a job to kind of take his dad's place, and they're going to, his dad used to be a book writer basically, and they've kind of made his books evergreen so that the family has money in the kind of meantime, so they're quite well off and don't have to worry about income while he's doing superhero antics and kind of stuff like that. He goes through a costume change once or twice in this book as well, which is quite interesting because he'll damage a costume and he'll go back to the guy to get a replacement one, and he'll be like, oh, this wasn't as durable, I thought you made this good or something. And the guy will be like, oh, well, you know, this is from a different cut of that material, let's try that, or, you know, let's tweak the knee pads on your costume or something because it wasn't looking as nice as I thought, or, you know, things like that. And I thought that was quite funny because in normal superhero books they do costume change kind of writer to writer and stuff like that, but they don't really explain it, and I thought this is quite fun as a way to explain, you know, the costume changes and who does that and how it kind of connects and things. We also get an arc from the costume creator where he was creating an outfit for a somewhat depowered sort of bigger character, and that costume goes missing, and there's a whole arc around kind of finding out who it was that did that and kind of taking them on. The battle sequences in this book are a bit kind of few and far between, and they're not as elaborate as some other superhero books would do. The focus here is very much on the characters and how they connect with each other, and how well, you know, we build different friendships, and as I say, the secret identities and stuff like that being a key kind of focus as to who knows what's going on, and the trust levels there as well. There's a bit of a kind of funny thing around his early girlfriend, and because he's running away so much, she thinks he's a drug dealer, and there's kind of stuff there with the other friends, because some of them know and some of them don't, and that's quite kind of funny. We've got this other character, I'm totally blanking his name, which is this kind of alien that goes from sort of world to world to make sure that their guardian's strong enough to kind of defend themselves. And we get a bit more of an arc around him and his kind of home world and stuff like that as to what he's able to do and how he was kind of created. I think that's quite interesting. It was a little bit of a strange tangent when it first goes off into his story, but I really enjoy his character, so it's one of the few characters that really stands out to me. So I've enjoyed this so far, and that's as far as I've read, so I can't really go much beyond that. The last little bit that really kind of happens in this book is that they kind of change around the teams a bit, and new kind of groupings are kind of established going forward. As I said, I don't want to spoil the absolute specifics of it, but where the first book was very much a standard DC kind of starting setting, then a kind of somewhat reset for Grayson's kind of growth, this book is very much kind of establishing and doubling down on his character, creating any kind of new teams or dynamics, and very much setting a very good foundation, I guess, for what we're going to be doing going forward. Now, that's obviously speculation. For all I know, book 3 comes in and they murder the entire current cast and change the story altogether again, so who knows, but I'm definitely on the edge of my seat, and I can't wait to jump into book 3. But I thought that I would record these first 2 videos for you guys and kind of somewhat, get the ball rolling with the conversation with you, as well as, while I'm kind of reading through the rest of these. So I'm not going to set any set deadline like I did with the Turtles, trying to do sort of one a month. I'm going to just read this as and when. So if I get through the next 4 books in, the next month, then kind of so be it. But we'll just kind of play it by ear. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video overall and that you've learned a little bit more about this book without me sort of spoiling too much or waffling on too much. As always though guys, rate this video to let me know what you think. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys next time.